Okay, we're in Melbourne, ArchieLuxury, unemployed unboxing. So I'm in Melbourne and with Dave. Hey Dave.
Hello Arch, how are you?
Okay, just move a bit closer so we can hear you. We want to hear your voice on the thing. We want to interview you with this purchase here. So let's open her up. It's a Rolex. Okay, let's have a look. So you've just bought this watch and this is the flagship of your collection?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's have a look. Dave loves the steel sports stunners.
Yes.
So it's a Rolex, nice box, very cool, very cool. And we're gonna open it up. Da-da-da, da-da-da, voila. Wowzers, what can we say here indeed? It's a steel sports stunner.
No.
No!
No,
it's not steel. What is this? Dave, what is it?
It's a Zenith white gold Daytona.
A Zenith white gold Daytona.
From the 90s.
From the late 90s. Absolutely amazing. So this is a U, just looking at the details, a U serial number.
Yes.
So this is 1997. 16519. That's the model number.
That's the reference.
16519. And it looks so beautiful. So we've got, this is white gold, bluey black strap, and we've got the white gold clasp.
Fully white gold.
What
clasp.
a stunner. What an absolute stunner. What can you say there? This here is a winner chicken dinner. We've got those beautiful Arabics. Now those Arabics you can't get on the steel.
No, only on the white gold models.
Only on white gold, because on the two-tone, the Arabics are in yellow gold.
Yes, correct.
So this is white gold model to have the Arabics. And I gotta tell you, this was a very, very cool piece. Winner. What do you think? What made you buy this? Can I ask you this? What made you pull the trigger on this sort of a piece? This is amazing. What made you do it?
There's not many white gold Daytonas around, and it was a Zenith. And the value of it compared to the current model Daytonas.
Now, I gotta tell you, I think the price, should we discuss money, what you paid?
I don't mind, no.
So it's about $20,900. $20,900. So 21,000 Aussie dollars.
What's that? That works out to be about
17.
No. That in US, because
US,
ours is peso. Remember now.
It's tanking, yes.
It's tanking. It's about 15.5.
And 15.5. It's a little bit of a bitch, that clasp there in the white gold, because I'm a biter. Look at those nails. So we'll just undo the clasp. And look at that. That's a fucking beautiful clasp there. You can see it. It's stiff because I don't think it's been worn terribly much.
But overseas they were over 20,000 US.
20,000 US. So Dave's a value buyer. We want value. So just have a look at the back of. Look at that. It's absolutely stunning. Now, Dave, I'm just going to zoom in here. There's some gold hallmarks. You notice that on the back of the case? You can see it from my camera. See the gold hallmark?
Yes.
That's the gold. That tells you, they actually, with gold, they have a hallmark which actually tells you, you can tell, I think that says 750 for gold. It's very hard to read that, but the hallmark, they also, like 18K. I think the hallmark is like they have a character, like they used to have a graphic or some sort of graphic, which actually, the hallmark, you can date the year, because gold. So Dave, I got to tell you, what do you think? What do you think of this white gold Daytona? And the best thing about it is that because Dave's already got a steel Daytona, when it comes to the wife, you can very easily say, no, honey, I didn't buy a new watch. I just put it on a leather strap.
Exactly.
What do you think? Do you like it on a leather strap?
Yes, it's a beautiful watch.
What do you think? That's what you'd say, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
And that's the perfect reason.
She doesn't know about the dial. She won't know that the dial
No,
is
she
on the
wouldn't
white
know
gold.
that. How would she remember that?
No, she won't.
She won't remember that. And absolutely winner chicken dinner. What do you, Dave? Tell me this. You've just got. This is the flagship of your collection.
Correct.
I think realistically, this is probably a 30,000 Aussie watch. That's what I think it should be.
Well, given overseas, they were priced at around 30,000.
It's
and not in as good condition.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a Zenith. It's a Zenith.
Tell me this. This watch here, it makes you happy?
Of course it does. It's a Daytona.
It's a Daytona.
Zenith Daytona.
A Zenith Daytona. These
in
are
white gold.
I got to be honest with you. Tell me this. You know, with the bezel there, I actually prefer it in the metal instead of ceramic. What do you think? Are you into this ceramic stuff or?
Not at the price point, no.
But don't you think that is just a fuck off, kick ass, fucking get out of my way sort of watch, but very discreetly?
It's not the yellow gold.
Like you could. The thing about this watch is you could still fire staff with this on your wrist.
Yes.
Couldn't you?
Yes.
You know, if you had a gold sub, you'd have to take it off first.
Yes.
This is so it's got a little bit of flexibility. The wife doesn't know; she just thinks it's a steel Daytona.
Yes.
And because you're always changing straps with your rubber bees,
correct.
Everest. You're more of an Everest man than a rubber bee man, aren't you?
I've gone both, but yes, I do like both.
You have rubber bees?
Yeah, I've just gone and bought a rubber bee. Yes.
Which one did you do that for?
I did that for the James Cameron.
Ah, that's a rubber bee.
Yes, that's
Is it better than Everest or?
I actually think it is for the.
What you bagged rubber bee?
I did, but for the James Cameron, you need the bigger, chunkier. I actually think the rubber bee is better for the James Cameron.
Out of 10, what would you give this watch?
A 10.
10.
Maybe
10
11.
Maybe 11.
Yes, it's the flagship of my collection.
I certainly understand, Dave. It's.
I think it's good value for what I paid.
I think it's amazing value. You got it from a good dealer. You got it from
very
European Watch Gallery. Shani from European Watch Gallery.
He's a very good.
He's a top bloke.
Dealer.
Absolutely top bloke. I love Shani to death. Winner chicken dinner. What can you say? You love it or not?
Yes, it's a Rolex Daytona in white gold.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to say than that.
No, I do get it, Dave.
That dial is amazing.
It really is. Plied, white gold, Arabics. It's a keeper?
Yes.
Keeper?
Yes.
Okay, keeper. Well, Dave, I don't know what to say. That is a beautiful watch. It couldn't belong to a nicer guy. And the best thing about it is the wife's not going to know because it looks exactly like the steel ones you've already got.
Correct.
There we go. Winner, Dave. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay. Can't take my eyes on me. My thoughts on me just grow and grow. I am the best there is. I think that I'm so grand.
Hey guys, my name is Paul Pluter. I'm the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3. Guys, I need a bit of help. It's very hard running a YouTube channel relying on Google ads alone. I'm in a special niche and I speak my mind, and I don't have all those Seiko wannabes, all the people who want assurance about their affordable shitters. So I've got to really try hard to bring in the revenue. Guys, if you like my content, if you think I'm a great chap to have around, why don't you help me out? There's a number of ways you can help me out. This will keep me full-time on YouTube. Look in the description of this video for some ways you can help me. You could sponsor me on Patreon. That allows you to send a small monthly amount to me every month. It can be $1, it can be $100, whatever you can afford. The next way you can help me is, well guys, I really need some money to keep things going. Paid reviews. On the Paul Pluta channel, I run paid reviews. For as little as $20 US, I'll give you an opinion of your collection, of what you're looking at. I'll try and answer. There's heaps of other ways you can help me. I do telephone consultancy. For $50 US, I will talk to you on Skype or WhatsApp and answer your horological or personal problems. Any questions, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Now guys, please help us out. Look down below, and if you could help us out, I will stay here and make videos full time on YouTube.